Welcome to Straight Outta Jersey. Today's podcast is brought to you by Ace Sunglasses. Go to acesunglasses.com.au to purchase some of the best shades around. Use promo code MRG30 and receive 30% off selected brands. That's Ace Sunglasses, the shades of true champions. Powered by the Zapata brand studio. Straight Outta Jersey with Jersey Jay-Z and the Freak of New York, Gregg Valentino.
What's up, guys? We are live. Gregg and Joe Zapata show. We are here. Going to answer some of your questions, but we're also going to do a little house cleaning. We are Zapata Brand Media. We got a new show coming on this Sunday. Me and my brother Dennis, an NFL show. We're going to do reviews, fantasy football, all things like that. And also in the next 2 weeks, we also got John Livia from Serious and Silliness Bodybuilding Podcast. He's going to be coming on. He's a cool dude. He's got a great podcast. We're going to support him. He's going to come on. He's going to support us. He's fans. We're both all cool people. But we wanted to talk about Eugene Mishin. Okay, I didn't know him. I did see him at Strong and Shapely. Gregg, you knew him. You know, he passed away. Tell me a little bit about him, you know, as we also say hello to people in the chat. Windward Attack, Smalls, John Mancini, Jeremy. How you doing, guys?
How you guys doing? I see one more. Let's see here.
Smalls, Windward.
John Mancini, always, you know.
John Mancini is always good dude.
JWS.
Yep.
I can't see too well, but that's it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, listen, Eugene Mishin was a good friend of mine, and
Yes.
I absolutely love that guy. If you knew him personally, first of all, he's big. He's almost 6'3", and he was a monster. And he had like a very unique personality. He had like dry humor. You know what I'm saying? Like he would say something to you, and you're like, "Is he fooling around? Is he serious?" You know. Sometimes he would write shit for no reason. He'd go on my Instagram and he'd write, "I just want to say you're so fucking handsome," and you say shit out of the blue to me. This thing. And I used to be like, "You motherfucker," you know, because I'm not a fucking handsome guy, you know. Although at times I do get mistaken for Brad Pitt, but you're right. But no, but Eugene was a great guy. But the story behind him was the best. Was, you know, the guy would just came over to this country, and I know he used to tell me he would sleep on park benches. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
A gym. He would shower at a gym and shit like that. You know, take some fucking water in a jug he'd find, you know, in a park or something. He'd clean it out and he'd fill it up with water, and he'd go sleep out on a park bench in New York City.
Wow.
Yeah, he would sleep on a bench, and you know, he didn't really have food or drinks or, you know, shit. He would sometimes get a little protein or something at the gym. He would like live like that, but he would work out every day. You know,
you knew his wife also, right? You knew his wife.
His wife Lena is a great girl, very pretty girl, very great girl. Her daughter is drop dead fucking model. It's like a runway model. Yeah, Eugene stepdaughter. She's a beautiful girl. Mike, I knew her since I remember when she was little. I was like, this little girl's going to be drop dead when she's on. She is. She's older now, and she's drop dead gorgeous. I mean, forget about it. I don't want to say anything bad, but she is, you know, drop dead gorgeous. Let's leave it at that. But Lena is unbelievable woman. Really good. They were so good together. They had a glitch where they wound up breaking up. I don't know why, to be honest with you. I think it was just one of those things. But, you know, they were getting back together, and he basically passed right in front of her, you know, at the house. You know, and I can't believe he passed because he had so much life in him. I knew his mother, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Me and Joe Pietaro did a whole thing with him, and his mother came, and she was sitting, you know, we were at Joe's house, you know, and she was with us over there, you know, Eugene's mom. And, you know, he had that dry humor, you know, you know, and he was telling me stories. Like if you ever, I don't know if you guys ever saw that famous commercial. He's done a few famous commercials. The one where, you know, with the Applegate, whatever the hell it's called, cold cuts, you know, he's dressed like the cow and he's like, moo, you know. This one was the one where I don't know if it was Optima, one of them fucking commercials where they showed a Russian fucking like guy like filing his nails, and he had a little dog running on a treadmill next to him. And
Okay.
and it goes, no pain, no pain, like that. And then all of a sudden, there's Eugene, and he's got like 315, and he's curling it, and he's like, Derby! You know, and he's like fucking curling it. And I remember talking to Eugene about that, and he's like, bro, he goes, me and Lena just came from vacation, so I hadn't even trained. I wasn't prepared to do this. They called me last second to do that commercial. Yet he was jacked in that commercial. You know what I mean? I remember everybody's like, who is that big blonde guy, you know? And he looked like almost like Dolph Lundgren, but even way more jacked, you know? But he was just a really great guy. I did some great interviews with him and stuff, you know, where
I saw him on RX, and I saw
he was sitting to well, actually, the interviews I did with him were
some of the interviews I did. I saw him in passing only at Strong and Shapely once and at Gold's Gym, but I never talked to him. But people seemed very friendly with him.
Oh yeah,
cool.
When I first met him, I was actually at Strong and Shapely Gym, and I was waiting for Bob, you know, and we were gonna go get something to eat, and I'm like, dude, I'm fucking starving, you know, and Eugene was sitting on a floor right where I was, you know, and we had just met each other and everything, but he heard me say that, and he came over to me, and he had like a whole thing full of skinless chicken and all that shit, and he's, you know, he was just, you know, because he was a really good eater, and he said to me, please take some of my chicken, come on, I know you're hungry, don't worry about it. And I was like, no, thank you so much, you know, but like, you know, that was like him, you know, handing me the olive branch, like as a friendship. We had just met each other. I didn't really know him. And then when we did that, you know, nobody knew him back then. He was like, you know, he's unknown, you know, he used to, you know, he's really close with my boy, Lance Calfe, who was also, you know, Melly Mel was my other close friend, Grandmaster Flash and all that stuff, you know, and, you know, we used to hang out and stuff. But Eugene was just such a monster. He was just a big guy.
Well, rest in peace, Eugene. We hope, you know, like I said, it's tough. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Lena, man, I feel bad for her because she's a good girl. And I know she's taking that heart, you know. Because it comes from out of nowhere. Like you're fine, and next minute, like this, it's like, what the fuck, you know? And they had just been like rekindling the fire, so to speak, you know?
You know, something else I wanted to mention too is somebody who I knew, didn't know him well, but I knew him, I talked to him, and I actually sent you the documentary that just came on, was Boston Lloyd, because it's on YouTube, his documentary. And now I talked to Boston before. He was, you know, he was really nice to me always. You knew him better than I did. You know, you know a lot of people obviously better than I did. But I talked to Boston. You know, I looked at that documentary, and, you know, it was sad because he's in stage 5 kidney, you know, failure, and he still goes and is taking what he does. And I guess no one can get to him, you know? Unbelievable.
What happened here? I didn't even touch anything. I don't know. I just went out and yes, I knew Boston very well. We used to, matter of fact, the game face, right? I sent him 10 bottles of that shit because he was like really excited because, you know, lion's mane and all the shit that he's saying. And he was going to start taking it, but he said, I have to get approved first because, you know, his kidneys were fucked up. And he said to me, you know, I want to run with this stuff, you know, and he said, I'll make a video and all. I wasn't doing it for him to make a video. I gave it to him because my friend owns a company, blah, blah, blah. And I just figured he might really like that stuff. And he loved the ingredients. I don't know if he ever took it. You know, we would talk. I don't know if it was him or Ariella, his wife, that has family in Long Island. And he was telling me that they were going to come to Long Island. He wanted me to meet him down there. But, you know, we used to talk. He was a really good kid. We've done interviews together, even with Dave. I've done interviews with him and Joe Pietaro. Remember, he was one of the writers. We put him on a cover for Muscle Sport.
Yes, you did.
And he was one of the writers. You know, it's me, him, Lee Priest, that kid Tyler that was in jail, Musclehead, John Romano. And that magazine is still in play, guys. You know, that's the only hardcore magazine left. But he was writing for it. Even Rich Piana wrote for it. Rich Piana was one of the cover guys. But you know, so I got to know Boston really well. I knew on a different side of him. I never talked to Boston, honestly. I've never talked to him about steroids. Again, just like with Lee Priest, we don't talk about steroids. Whenever I talked to Boston, we just talked about shit, you know, like his family and this, and you know how much he loved his wife and he loved his kid and everything, you know.
You know, he said that he injected ephedra. I didn't even know you could do that.
Well, these guys,
That's what he said. I was like,
guys would actually crush pills up and inject.
Yeah.
You know, like guys inject opiates and inject I guess you could take any pill there is, including
And
a
just
fucking.
inject it, I guess. I don't know.
Really wanted to crush it up, stick it in some sort of solution, and inject it. I wouldn't recommend that.
No, please, no one,
You
please don't do that. Yeah.
But
Hi,
you know,
Natalia.
hey,
Natalia's there.
how are you, hon? You know, so you know, look, I saw the whole thing. I don't know if you saw it when his mother came on RX and with Dave and everybody.
Yes.
We were all talking. I kind of blew a fuse a little bit because the mother, who used to help take care of his son, and it was a good woman, you know, whether she made mistakes with Boston or not, that's, you know, whatever. But you know, the father and, you know, Boston's wife were not really, supposedly. I should have found the facts first because I sometimes fly off the fucking handle.
Yeah.
But of what the mother was saying, and I don't think she'd lie about this, but she was saying she hasn't been able to see the kid since Boston died because the father and the mother were, you know, Ariella were in cahoots, making up she's some bad person. And, you know, I had went through that myself. So I kind of snapped a little bit and told, you know, Boston's father, I was like, you know, you fucking punk, you this, you know. I kind of lost it a little bit. I shouldn't have done that. Only because I really don't know the whole story.
Yeah, you don't know the whole story.
Go buy that shit. If you got a beef, you know what I mean? Whatever the beef is between a husband and a wife, you two put that shit aside when it comes to the kid. You know what I mean?
When it comes to the kids, yep.
Even now today, any of you guys watching this, even if you have a beef with your wife and you have a kid, you don't fucking pull a kid into that shit. You keep it. And even if she's giving you grief and not seeing the kid, there's ways around that. And you got to be smart, but you pay child support. I did. I was in jail paying child support. So, you know, but you know, I felt bad. And I saw the document. The person who knows more about Boston, I mean, Dave knows a lot.
Yeah, Dave knows a lot, of course.
But, you know, I think towards the end, Boston wasn't quite in the Palumbo camp so much anymore. But Larry
was very close to him.
Larry knew Boston from when he was a kid. Larry knows John Lloyd. And Larry has some good insight on all of that stuff, you know? I actually like Larry a lot, you know. I talked to him privately. He's a very smart guy. He doesn't, like, he just tells it like it is, and he will tell you, you know, legit. I like what he did, you know, when he was telling Armand. People think he was picking on her. Him and Armand are close. I like Armand too. But it's not, when you know, he has that Bob Bonham in him, you know, where he can't. I mean, Bob Bonham will stand there and say, dude, I love you, but your breath stinks, or your fucking asshole stinks, or bro, look at you. You think you're ready for a show? You fucking, you know, your abs suck. You know, he would do that. And you'd be sitting there going, my abs suck. But look, that's, yeah, you can see abs, but that's not on stage. That's going to look like, you know, that's, you're not going to win. You're going to get your ass kicked. And he's right.
Yep.
So I respect Larry a lot, you know, for his straightforwardness. And he, you know, he knew that, like, Boston was in trouble, but you couldn't talk to the kid. You know what I mean? I think at the end he knew, oh boy, I'm in trouble. You know what I mean? But some of these guys, you know, as bodybuilders, we think we can fix everything. Oh shit, your liver enzymes enough? Let me go. You know, I have liver enzyme problems because of the fucking ERCP thing that I went through, right, with the gallbladder. So you fucking sitting there, I'm taking massive amounts of milk thistle and NAC and, you know, Tudka and all that shit, you know, because it's what I, you know, mine's not from drugs, you know what I'm saying? And it's only slightly elevated, but that to me is enough. But, you know, these other guys think, well, if I take enough of this shit, that'll, you know, that's not going to help, especially if you're fucking blasting in steroids. I'm not blasting steroids. I'm not taking that shit. So it doesn't matter. Like, you know, my problem is from being sick.
Yeah.
If you're over there and you're blasting massive amounts of juice, you know, the babanya, baby, if you're doing a lot of the babanya, don't think that, well, I'm going to add extra milk fest on. That'll fucking, no. That's why, you know, kidney problems, liver problems, heart.
People in the chat said I should try and get Larry on.
He might come on. Larry might come on.
Yeah, we should bring Larry on. Yeah, I can ask Dizzy Willow. How you doing? Marcos, how you doing, Marcos? Jeremy, I'll you know, I can always ask Larry to come on, you know.
Yeah, he might come on. He's very straightforward, Larry. He's a good guy. A lot of people don't understand. He's quiet. They, oh, Larry's a psycho. He's not really a psycho. He's just, he's a serious guy. He just tells it like it is, and he's a good. I kind of like that a little bit. You know what I mean?
Windward said he's up to 300-pound lat pull downs, but his forearm ligaments are killing him. Wow, Windward, that's a lot though.
Winmore, I love you, my brother, but I have the fucking biggest lats. Joe, I'm pretty wide, right? I got a V.
Yes, yes.
Wicked V. You guys see me and watch some of the things, and again, I had only trained once. If you saw me at the Alabama, walking around in Alabama, I had nobody's V was even close to mine. And I do not do heavy. You don't need to do pull downs heavy. You need to make the muscle do the work. I'll get in there, cut your weight in less than half, and I'll make you do 30 strict reps. Doesn't even say 30 reps. I'll make you do 30 reps. And guess what? Your lats will start growing. But you have to do them the way I show you to do them.
You got to stretch them on the top. Really stretch them.
You guys think Rich Piana used to live heavy? He didn't. He used to do like, different fucking things where he do 35 reps. I know. I'm telling you. He did not lift heavy. All that shit's bullshit.
No, Rich Piana didn't lift heavy.
Listen, if you guys want to know about training, you only are supposed to, the heavy shit is only counts in bench, deadlift, squat, clean and jerk, and snatch. Those are the only lifts that you should be going heavy in. Everything else, shoulder press, all that thing, guys think, oh, yeah. You don't need to go. You need to make the muscle do the work.
Yeah.
You don't need heavy weights all the time. You guys have been brainwashed, man.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are dude, I'm fucking, sick in a hospital fucking till we come out. I'm still more jacked than most guys, that are on fucking full cycles of steroids. I'm not on full cycle of steroids. I do TRT 200 milligrams every 10 days with a doctor. Joe knows about my doctor. It's a woman. It's fucking nuts too, by the way.
Yes, I know your doctor.
She's not a bodybuilder.
Nuts.
She's not a bodybuilder. Trust me. She's the opposite.
Just nuts.
She's whacked. You know what I mean? But regardless, she's a great doctor. And, she has me do it once every 10 days, 200 milligrams. Does nothing to my physique, does nothing for strength, but it does help me with the Piscio Legad. The joints don't hurt as much. It helps the brain, the male brain. 200 milligrams, especially when I was doing fucking 6,000. That's just without the friggin' ampules that I was throwing in there. God knows, I was probably doing 7,000 or 8,000. But I'm saying, after doing all that, 200 milligrams is nothing. It's, it's almost like a guy who drinks one beer or another guy who drinks a full keg. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying to you is you guys don't realize you've been bullshitted. Most of those pro bodybuilders don't lift fucking heavy weights. I'm telling you, you'd be shocked. You'd be fucking shocked.
Windward says I do 15 reps per set of 3 with 300 pounds.
Yeah, but I'd have to see how you do it, Winmore. No disrespect. I love you. I respect you. I'd have to see.
Windward's a good dude. But
show you different ways to do it because I'm all about the squeezing and contraction and getting the stretch of the lats. I'd have to show you in a gym.
Yes, I got to see that, but you got to stretch. That's the thing, is the stretching is what's really important,
You can get sore. If I made you do it, you get sore because I'll put a lot. I make you do, when I say 30 reps, bro, you're going to be able to have trouble doing 15. And I'm going to make you squeeze 30. You got to do it again, I'm going to have to, Joe and I are going to go to the gym. Yep. And I'll have to show you different ways to do it. I showed Paul DeMeo this, and he swore it made a difference in his lats. I don't do them sitting down. I do them standing up. And I do them like this, with not the bar over me, the bar in front of me. So it's a slight pull that way. Mm-hmm. I have to show you. And trust me, it works. But I get to stretch it a lot, and then I get the pinch. My lats are fucking jacked into my hips from the bottom, and then they curve out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got that. And same thing with the calves. I know people want to go heavy, get big calves. You got to go lightweight and just burn it. Do 100, do 200. Just keep going.
It's not lightweight. It's a moderate weight, but it's a lot of reps. You got to force it to work because see, you walk on your calf. Your calf's not made of white fiber. It's made of if you exhaust, white fiber exhausts quick. It's power, explosive power, and then that's it.
Yeah.
If that was the case, you wouldn't be able to walk more than 10 feet. You'd have to sit down. You know what I'm saying? You walk on your calves. You walk on your calves.
You do.
To put fire, first of all, you need contracting the calves, then stretching, then contract and stretch, and you need some reps in there with weight.
Yep.
You got to get, you got to make the muscle do the work, and you got to get those deep fibers in there. I'll show you in a fucking gym.
Yep.
You know,
Marco said Gregg's home mannequins look better than Armand's Photoshop.
No, listen, I understand the Photoshop thing. They all do it. Every fucking girl you see on Instagram. I look at some of these girls who I know personally. I know them, and I'm like, man, she does not look anything like that. Armand didn't Photoshop it. Armand got it professionally taken by a photographer. Okay. And they all Photoshopped that shit. And the whole thing about the dick, you know what I mean? The dick Photoshop, those guys that are pro photographers, those guys all fucking, most of them are gay and they make the package look bigger anyway. So make them happy. If you were around these guys, you have no idea. Now, people like Per Bonnell, who is, actually, I call him Per because that's what, Steve Blackman used to call him Per, but his real name's Per Bonnell. That's how we pronounce it. I know him very well. I used to sit there with him when they would do the photo shoots for MD, for Muscular Development, when you get the cover shots, and he would sit there with the fucking laptop, and you'd see him enhance, you know, and bring out and deepen the cuts and all this shit. They know how to do that.
Yeah. Well, Gregg, I got to ask you a question. Someone said this to me, and they asked my opinion. They said it was kind of similar, and I'm like, and it's someone that we know, and I'll tell you off air that they said. Okay, so let's say you were on a dating site and you saw a picture of a beautiful model on there. You go to her house, she comes picture, she opens the door, doesn't look anything like the picture. Would you be upset? Probably, maybe, right?
What's happened to me?
Okay.
Knows the story.
Okay.
Before I met my girlfriend.
Now, if you're looking to get big and you're looking through some magazines and you see this big jack guy looking great, you're like, oh, this is the trainer I want. Then you go to his house and he doesn't look like that. He's fat, maybe not as big. Let's see, whatever. Would you feel upset then? You know, I don't know.
It's not that drastic. It's not like Armand's not built. You know what I mean?
He's built. He is built.
They took a build on a guy that went, first of all, the contest pictures, he was dried out. He looked like Larry said. He didn't look good. Yes. Okay. But he has looked good.
But he still has a build. Yes. He still has a build.
It's not like, oh my God, I was expecting 20-inch arms and you got like 16-inch arms. It's not like that. But when, they just enhance it to an extent. Yes. Most of the time you wouldn't, if you saw Armand in person, he's a big guy. Okay. Yes. But if you go and you see a girl who the waist is fucking shrunk in and the tits are out like this and the ass is jumping, and now you see the face. I met a girl, I think I told you, Joe. It was fucking horrible, bro.
Tell us about your date when you said
I was like, first of all, you guys know I don't like fat girls, right? I don't like big. I like skinny, really skinny girls. Some of you take fucking what the hell's her name there?
Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande, that's me, bro. I'm right there. Okay. Skinny, little ass, little skinny leg. You know what I mean? I'm not a big tit man, but if they're on skinny girl, you get big tits on a skinny girl, I'll take it. But I don't look for that. I look for the ass and the legs. Now, I'm talking to this chick. She's from Texas, right? And she's, sending me these pictures. Look, a fucking model. Her face was unbelievable. Body nice, all this shit. It's the tiny little waist and everything. So she's telling me, yeah, I'm coming to New York. I'd love to meet you. I'll be at the Ramada Inn, blah, blah, blah. So I'm sitting in the Ramada Inn. And, my friends are all fucking going to meet me at a club. And I'm supposed to take her with me. And I'm waiting. I call her. And I'm in the lobby. And there's like a wall. And then there's what do you call it? An elevator. And then there's like a big lounge where everybody sits. And I could hear the elevator open like this. And I hear high heels click, 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 click. And everybody's looking. They're just looking at her. And I'm like, well, the way all these people are staring, she's either hot as hell or that's a monster. And motherfucker, I felt like, in a dating game where you're sitting around a corner. And here, you picked her. And she's coming around a corner and I'm sitting there. Anticipation, come on, please hot. And she walks around the corner. I was like, she had so much fucking makeup on her face. It almost looked like clay. You know what I'm saying? It was so much. The whole face, bro. And I'm all about my girlfriend doesn't wear any makeup. I'm all about you got to look good. If a girl can wash faces, you see. But this girl had clay. It was almost like she was Mexican too. So this was white and her skin was darker. And I'm like, oh God, this delicate. And then I'm looking at her body and it's dumpy. And you don't know how I am, bro. That I was like, no. And she was like fucking pretty ugly. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't she was being pretty? She was pretty ugly, and with a lot of makeup on, she actually looked like a fucking tranny. She was too ugly to be a tranny because the trannies in New York City are good looking. And I was like, oh my God, I can't bring this to my friend's party. Like they're all at a party in a club. I'm like, no fucking way. And she, you know, I was like just so fucking upset with her. And I brought her to like the waterfront, you know what I mean? Just so we could talk and bullshit. Cause I told her I made up this whole shit. I got to go to bed early. I got something to do tomorrow. So she wanted to get something to eat. I wasn't going to take her to no restaurant because she looked fucking like she ate enough. And I remember I got her she wanted a turkey sandwich. Well, I bought her a turkey sandwich from a deli. And we're sitting at the waterfront. And she leans over and she starts tongue kissing me. And you don't know how I am. Okay, first of all, I like to taste the girl. I don't want no food in my fucking mouth, you know, and I'm over there spitting out bits of turkey. And I'm like, oh, God, please, what did you do to me? God, are you playing a joke? I mean, and, you know, I see that her face is fat and fucking all that makeup on and it looks gritty and shit. I could not believe it. Her name was Denise something. I could not believe what I was seeing. It was just unbelievable. It's a total opposite of everything I like. You know what I mean? And I told her, look, does
she have a nice personality, or at least, or?
It's okay. Yeah, she had a good person, but I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I can't. You understand how I am? It look, you know, she looked like a fucking sack of potatoes with a fucking head on it and shit. You know, like I don't like that. I don't like a dumpy body. You know what I mean? Like I can't have. Dude, I work hard. I'm fucking 64. I still look fucking good. You know?
Yeah.
No, I'm good looking. I'm an ugly motherfucker. Okay, I get that, guy. So you don't have to remind me. But what I'm saying is, I'm still in shape. For a guy my age, I don't look like I go to my fucking high school, you know, reunion, and everybody there's old. I'm like, what happened to you? What happened to you? You know, the chicks that were hot got gray hair now, and they're fat and everything. And I'm like, oh hell no. You know, it's just me. I can't do it. You know what I mean? I work hard to fucking, you know, be in shape and shit. So I had to tell this girl, look, I can't, you know, first of all, you're from, thank you, Jesus, you're from Texas. So this is, I'm not moving. And I certainly bringing you here. You know what I mean?
Well, you should have gave her a little treat before she left to New York.
Yeah, I give her a treat. I can't. You understand? The peace of God. The peace of God down there. He won't stand up for something like that.
Wasn't working, huh?
My dick would be like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to frustrate the shit out of you. You know?
Well, Jeremy says everyone is worried about Amar's pics instead of talking about his apparent clear drug addiction he has. That's a good point.
Jeremy, God damn it, you hit the fucking nail on the head. And that's what he understands that. Like, I think even Armand got a little bent. I think he thought I was throwing shade because I kept going, good for you, Larry. Good for you, Larry. Because Larry's his friend. They even do a show together. And Larry, we all just want to see Armand at his best. When I say, what are you competing for? What are you? You're 40. You know, as you start getting older, you don't need that. You got kids. You know, there's, you know, there could be issues at home with your wife and all kinds of other shit going on. You got other demons. You got to listen. If you guys have demons, little drugs and other bullshit going on in your life, you're hooked on this, you're hooked on that. You got other things. You add steroids onto the pie, bro. You're asking for trouble. Because I don't give a fuck what you fucking guys were believed by all these pro bodybuilders telling you shit, or these fucking the YouTube has destroyed fucking bodybuilding because everybody get all these teenagers. SARMs are a pill. They go through your fucking liver. All of those things. SARMs. Okay, everything goes through your fucking liver. And if you think, like guys think, oh, Anavar's safe, you can give it to a girl. They're just saying that because it's not going to cause virilization in a girl. It's not going to, you know, it's not going to be have like conversion to estrogen. It's not androgenic like that. So people think like, oh, I could take Anavar, but Anavar is very strong and toxic to the liver. Nobody talks about that. You cannot get a pill, bro. If you think that Tylenol is one of the biggest liver killers there is, and if you think that Tylenol is as strong as like an Anavar, especially on your liver, you're fucking Momo. Okay, I'm just telling you, you're a Momo. I wasn't a big pill popper, but I did pop ephedrine. But I mean, I did take Anadrol for a period, okay, which is really, really bad. I remember.
You took D-ball too, didn't you?
Yeah, I do love D-ball, but both of those two. I remember I went to the doctor, and he said, "Dude, your liver enzymes are through the ceiling. and I was pissing brown.
Yes, I remember you.
I was pissing brown. And, you know, being a fucking bodybuilder, I'll just take, you know, evening primrose oil, you know, like Dave has the evening primrose oil and this and that, thinking like, oh, that was just like, you know what happened? I got arrested not too long after that, and I put an end to that. But thank God, because if I didn't get arrested, bro, I might still be pounding down. Well, I might be one of those guys you guys are talking about, because I wasn't ready to stop injecting that much shit in me. I was not. I'm not going to lie. I was not ready to stop that. It took the arrest and sitting in jail where I can't shoot shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Unless you're club fed, they allow you to have cell phones, you know, so you can shoot shit. You can go online and meet chicks and stuff. Well, I was sitting in a fucking, you know, I was in the county jail, and I was sitting in that fucking jail by myself, in my own room by myself, 8x9, bro. You know, it did have a little window to the outside. It was like a strip this big, and I would look out and I'd see cars on Friday nights, and I'd be like, look, there goes a guy. He's going to New York City, because the city was right down the street. You know, look, he's taking his girl out. Maybe they're going to get a nice dinner. And I'm fucking sitting with a bunch of fucking momos going, because I was in with the Bloods, right? Not the Crips. Crips were in the other side. All night. You have to hear those fucking idiots scream, blood, blood. You know? Then you get to do shit. Shut the fuck up. And you know what I mean? It was just like, God, get me out of here. I'm a fucking, I'm a sinner. I'm not a criminal. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
God forgives sinners. He doesn't forgive criminals.
You know, and Jeremy made a point here. He said the party drugs kill you too when you mix them with the steroids. And every bodybuilder that takes steroids, chances are they're going to take the party drugs.
A lot. All I can tell you is in the
street they're going to.
The New York tri-state area.
They're going to.
I was with them all. I was with everyone.
You're gonna have injuries too. You're gonna take stuff.
I'm in that fucking Sound Factory, and every one of them.
I know. I was there at the Sound Factory. I remember it.
Special K. There's certain bodybuilders, you know, that are very, 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 very famous.
Yep, I remember.
Pick up off the floor.
Yes.
You have no idea what I know. What I say. I'm not telling names.
No, I saw it too. I saw it there. I was at the Sound Factory in New York, and I would call too. It was bad.
And it's bad. And, you know, let me just tell you one thing. You know, Dave always throws shade at me. Oh, you know, and our trannies and fucking Sound Factory, they always make jokes because Kamali tried to hook me up. But I can tell you, this very famous person from fucking RX that I saw with a tranny, and they were fucking, and that tranny I know, and she's a fucking top. So I don't know if they went home, but if they did, his ass was sore the next day. But that's regardless. I'm never going to say who it is. So, but you know, because I told you, Joe. I've told you the story. But the thing is, everybody's a hypocrite in this sport. Everybody. They're all hypocrites. Every one of them. They'll fuck female bodybuilders who are fucking giant traps, talk like a man. Hey, what's up? You know, they're jacked, got 21-inch arms, right? Dude, what's the difference between that and a dude? Okay, the dick. What, you know, like Andrew Tate said. Andrew Tate said, what would you rather do? Fuck Megan Fox with a penis that was born, you know, a dude, and now is Megan Fox, or a woman who was born, you know, a woman with a vagina, and now it's Hulk Hogan. You ever see that video where he talks about that? He said, I'm sorry, but I would rather take Megan Fox with a penis and just turn her around and fuck her right in the ass than have, you know, then go know that Hulk Hogan is I saw that video. Female and fuck her in a pussy. He's like, I don't want Hulk Hogan with a pussy. I'd rather have Megan Fox with a. That's the thinking, and I get that. And when you're in the Sound Factory in New York City, and all the girls, you guys go to the cornfield and you see these blue-haired things like, I'm a woman. That's not, forget that shit. That's not even close to what we're talking about.
No.
But there is somebody who breaks my balls on a regular basis who, there's times I have to go out because if I fucking unload, and if he ever pisses me off and I'm going to unload, he's going to feel real small because I know the girl he was with.
Yep.
She's a porn star, she's a tranny, and she's a top only. So that means somebody's ass was hurt.
Well, Windward Attack says to keep staying alive with mixing drugs is hydration. Drink water even when you're not thirsty.
Listen, hydration is the key to life. I agree with you. Winmore, you're 100% right. But I love you, Winmore, but if you're doing more drugs than God could invent, you know what I mean? Like when I was doing a lot of drugs, I could have drank a swimming pool, and I'm going to tell you, it's not going to help. You're fucked. The drugs are so strong. And again, Joe just hit the nail on the head too, Joe Zapata, when he just said to you guys that a lot of these pro bodybuilders are also using other drugs, recreational drugs. Not all, but there's a hell of a lot that do. A hell of a lot. Oh, I can't, I'm doing so much with the I got to kill the pain, so let me take Nubain. I mean, I don't want to keep going on, but you know what I'm saying? And then you hear, again, all these guys how many are hooked on, I mean, I could tell you, I see the thing is, Joe, I got to bite my hand. You and I just talked about one guy last night that's very famous. He's no longer with us, but he was a superstar in this sport. You know what I mean? Well, on the internet anyway. And his girlfriend always said to me, he was a fucking junkie. You know what I mean? He did.
Especially, I knew because one of my friends used to, sell to him.
Yeah. So, you guys thought, boy, that guy looks great. What's going on? He looked great and everything like that. But you didn't know that there's a backside to all that shit.
Yeah.
You understand? We start taking fucking other drugs, recreational drugs. And then you're going to put steroids on top of that. You're going for the heart, the liver, because recreational drugs have one thing in common with steroids. They fuck the liver, they fuck the kidneys, and they fuck the heart. You know what I'm saying? I am not anti-steroid. I'm pro-steroid. I love steroids. Okay? My arrest probably saved my life. Like I told you, I'd still be fucking jamming that shit all over me.
Greg, one of my friends actually was, taking all the juice and everything. And with the pain, he was taking a bunch of Tylenol. He developed ulcers. Bad ulcers, whatever it is, and he got a whole hospital and everything. So I mean, everything can hurt you.
Anthony D, yes, Victor's my boy. That's not who I was talking about, but Victor's my boy. Well, you know why he says he has? I know what you're saying. He says he has training radar. That's because when you're from here and you go to the clubs, that's why other guys want to hear this shit. They're like, "Oh my God, you guys are sick, you fags." No. You're wrong. You're wrong. You go to New York. It's a different animal. This isn't Cornstalk USA, okay? This is a ground zero for insanity. And it's girls on the street that are hot, walking around with the biggest jam and tits, faces you wouldn't believe, okay? Bodies you wouldn't believe that were not born that way. Okay, when we talk about that, it's not what you see on TV, call me ma'am, or shit like that. It's nothing like that's not even considered. The real transgender girls fit in a different category. They don't tell people what they're like. They live a different life. They're quiet. You know what I'm saying? They're not on a float, floating, on a float in a gay pride shit. They're not doing it. Those are messes. You understand? It's a different animal. They're not reading books. Those are drag queens. Those are guys that are dressed as girls. It's a different animal. You guys don't understand that. In New York, you go to the clubs and there's a fucking, you got to be careful. I told you I was with Kamali, and his fucking hot chicks up in there, all up in his grill with another girl and shit. And he knew her, and he's like, she was from Boston.
I think it was the Sound Factory. They used to have the girls on stage in cages, and they used to be having sex.
Some of those girls were trannies. Nobody knew. They
were having sex on stage.
You guys don't understand. There's a difference. There's a whole. It's a different world. New York. Even LA, it's a different fucking world. What we see and what you see are two different things. The world is different here, especially in New York. I mean, it's a different world. You could see freaks and nut jobs and from insane shit to everything is here. This is ground zero, man. Even over, even in Europe, there's certain places in Europe too that are like New York. Where it's a melting pot of nuts and everything else.
Yep, the tunnel. He went to the tunnel factory exit.
Yeah, there was a lot of training.
All of those.
That you didn't know that were. You know what I mean? You see a hot girl, she's dancing with a guy, she's got big tits, a little waist like this, and beautiful hair, really beautiful face, doesn't talk like this, and you'd never know. You would never know. Yeah. It's not, but who cares? I don't give a shit. I don't care what anybody, I don't care if you guys are into German Shepherds. As long as the German Shepherd is good with it and you're good with it, I don't give a shit. As long as it doesn't affect me. When it affects me and you're shoving that up my ass, then it's a different story. You know what I'm saying?
Anthony D said he went to the factory with a few of my buddies from New York. They were selling ice pops, and you could not tell the tranny from a regular lady.
Thank you, Anthony D. See, Anthony D is the guy who's from this area, okay?
Yeah.
He's an Italian boy.
Yeah.
We love Anthony D. And the only way Anthony D would know if they were legit or not is if they were eating tomato pie. Little inside joke there. Anthony D knows.
Anthony, it's tomato pie.
Anthony, we're Italian boys. Anthony knows when you're from Jersey, New York City.
Anthony, yeah, he used to
it's a different animal. It's a different animal. You don't know. I'm telling you. There's girls that look like Ariana Grande. They're that cute, little, petite, tits, they're so cute, and you find out that was a dude. You know what I mean? That's what Andrew Tate just said. The king of masculinity, Andrew Tate. Okay? I'll send you the video, Joe, if you want. You can put it up.
Yeah, someone mentioned that in the beginning. CH said the king said something about Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate said, would you rather fuck Megan Fox with a penis? Okay? Just turn around, he said, and do it in a can. Or would you rather be with Hulk Hogan with a vagina? And he's right, because I'm going to tell you something. I think I sent you that picture, Joe.
Yeah,
I might be able to send it now. Of me with a very famous male porno star who was transgender, was a female, was a good-looking female, and became a man. Okay? And him and I were in a club. I was with, a bunch of people, but he was one of them. Okay? And he used to read my Ramblin' Free column. He comes up to me and he's fucking jacked. He was wearing a tank top. It was between me and him who was the biggest guys. His name is Buck Angel. Google Buck Angel.
Yes.
Put me on his flexing and shit. And he was born a woman. And I'm going to tell you something. Any one of you guys that want to say, banging a train is gay, I dated bang that. That's a genetic woman. Okay. He's got a goatee. Now he's got a full beard. It's kind of gray. But I don't think he's lifting weights as much anymore. Because, it's older. We were in a club. It was like fucking, 15, 20 years ago. But he was jacked. Fucking jacked. Bro, loaded with tattoos, smokes a cigar, bald head, goatee. And he'll be like, I'll rip out your fucking neck and punch you right in the face. That's the way he was. He was 5'9". I mean, and this was he was a model, a girl model, transgendered herself, and then became a porno star in gay porn with men. And you see these two guys fucking, but he got a vagina. See, you don't know. I don't care what anybody does. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Okay. I don't give it two shits. I know a lot of dirt on guys in this sport. I'm not going to throw it, but the drugs are the real problem. The drugs are a very big problem. I'm pro steroid, but they're not doing steroids. They're doing a lot more. Okay. If you look at a lot of these guys that died, a lot of them had other things going on.
Yeah, I did.
And they were all taking, other drugs and shit. And then it's steroids on top of that, But the steroid use today, listen, guys, when you see these guys today, everybody's got legs like Tom Platz. Every bodybuilder. They're all giant. Joe knows, I just did 2 videos. No, excuse me. I did a lot more than 2. They're going to cut it up. So it's going to be like 4 or 5 videos with Generation Iron. I just did it this week. Okay. Me and Vlad. Yep. And, we were talking about this and he's saying like, what do you think about bodybuilding today? I said, it sucks. It sucks. I don't like bodybuilding today. And I kept bringing up Hanny Chopin. He's like, oh, you must not like him. It's not that I don't like him. I'm using him as an example. I used to say Big Rammy all the time, but now I'm using him because every guy, he's super wide. 5 years ago, nobody knew who he was. And then all of a sudden, like that guy Ashkenani and all these other guys that came from 5 years ago, they were just like a skinny dude. And now all of a sudden they're like, Jack, don't rip out your neck and shit down the hall. Fucking 30-inch thighs and stuff. But has the human being evolved since Flex Wheeler was a competitor, since Kevin Levrone was a competitor, since Sean Ray was a competitor, since Lee Priest was... Dude, Lee Priest, Sean Ray, Lee Labrada, fucking Rich Gaspari, Samir Bennett, all great bodybuilders. Those fucking guys were under 200 pounds. Under 200. Today, you can't get a guy that's under 200. You can't get a guy that's 202. They had to push the weight up to 2. Now you got little guys like the little dude, the little black kid there. I forgot his name. I used to see him in strong and shapely all the time. What the hell's his name? The kid
Sean or
Floridia.
Sean, yeah.
He's a big kid. But he's small, bro.
Small. He's like 4 or something.
5'2" or whatever the fuck. Yeah. But these kids, what are they competing at? 230, 240? Has the human being evolved so much since Sean Ray, Leela Brott, all those guys were bodybuilders? Or do you think that maybe the Babanya has become to a new level? I'm sorry, but it's not the sport that I fell in love with. And I know people like, oh, you shouldn't talk. Look what you did to yourself. I didn't try to compete like that, bro. I was running shows. I was helping Bob Bonham run the fucking Miss Olympia.
Yeah.
And plus other shows. I was in the NPC. I was in the NPC before these. I was in the NPC before Steve Weinberger.
Mm-hmm.
I was there in 1985. It started in 84. I got in 1 year after the NPC started. I used to run all the shows as a promoter. That's how Bob Bonneman I met. I was running shows. I figured, why am I going to kill myself competing? Okay. And back then I was natural, but I knew I would have to take drugs eventually if I was going to go. And Davian said, Greg, you would have went all the way. But what am I going to do? To win a fucking trophy that cost the fucking promoter $30, I'm going to sit there and take fucking, steroids or back then I wasn't taking anything, but I mean, kill myself, eat skinless chicken, go through all that shit. The diet used to kill me, bro. Because I didn't broil the chicken. I used to microwave it. But you have no idea, which is stupid shit. I didn't know any better. I was microwaving chicken. Do you know when microwave fucking chicken? Chicken breast to microwave with no spices, nothing on it, because I was afraid to eat any spice. I'm just saying. And then Bob Bonham was like, dude, just run shows. Why? I'm going to do all that. I win at fucking, win a Northeastern Classic. Shit. I'm standing there holding the trophy that costs like $30, but I just spent probably fucking, couple $1,000 running for that show with the food and all the other shit. No way. Yep. So I started running shows, and I'm making a lot of money. We would make $50,000 in a day running the shows.
Wow.
And then what happened was I gave up. Because I had a big fight with Carl Campagna, who was the head of the NPC in the New York district. As soon as I had to fight with him, he got ousted. There was a coup. He got taken out, and that's when Steve Weinberger came in. And I left my shows. Weinberger took two of my shows, the northern states and Atlantic states. Those are now his shows. He runs them. And I was helping Bob in Jersey. So I was doing shows with Bob in Jersey. The Woman's Extravaganza, the fucking Eastern and Natural Eastern Classic, the fucking, the woman's, he used to run the woman's Miss Olympia. Yep. That's another thing. Corey Everson, one of the greatest female bodybuilders ever. Corey Everson, right? Legend. Today, she couldn't win the Miss Bikini. There's girls in the bikini shows that would kill her.
Yeah, you're right.
Has the fucking, even Linda Murray City, has the human being evolved since Corey Everson was Miss Olympia? Have we gotten that much better? Was it all equipment, food, everything? No. It's the drugs. Today, you got girls, they had to stop women's bodybuilding for a while because girls were coming in with 21-inch arms. Here, pull my finger. You know what I mean? Like, that's not hot. Not to me. I mean, give me Glass, Portuguese, who I kissed in the Sound Factory, but she was not Sound Factory, Xenon's Discotheque, but she was my friend Brian Moss. Fucking give me her, Lori Bowen Rice. There's all those girls back there. Cameo Newer, who I knew very well. That was Corey Everson's sister. Go look up Cameo Newer. Fucking gorgeous in person. All these girls, those girls, Rachel McClish. You've seen the pictures of me with Rachel McClish. I was 21 years old. She has her arms around me. Dude, those girls today couldn't even fucking compete. They would get destroyed, even in the bikini class.
Yeah. Matt Trapp says here from Staten Island, New York, clubbing in Manhattan from the 90s to 2000 was absolutely insanity.
Yes.
He's right. He was. Windward says, all I could say is take me back to the 80s. Yes, the 80s. We wish we all go back.
I love the 80s. I'm lucky that I was there. Go on my Instagram. You can see the famous picture of me with there's Mr. Olympias. I was in Gold's Gym, 1981. They took a picture of all of us. You see Rod Kunst there, fucking, Roger Khaled, fucking, both Menser brothers, Mike Menser, Ray Menser, both of them. I was closer to Ray, but Mike was nuts. Mike used to come to my gym in right here where I live. Okay, my friend, he used to stay with my friend. He used to come to my gym, smoke fucking cigarettes like a fiend, drink.
Yeah, I heard you.
You know what I mean? And he was nuts. He used to break my balls about the way I trained. But all those guys were there, Samir Banu, fucking all the old school 80 guys. If you look at that picture, it's on my Instagram. You would be like, blow it up and go, holy shit. All the girls, all the guys, you'll recognize Andreas Kalling, who hated my guts. A lot of guys were in there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anthony D said, Greg, who was the New York guy who promoted shows who I think owned an airport in Bedway? Do you know that person?
Bedway? You took Art Bedway. Arthur Bedway. He used to be in with, he used to run the Night of Champions with Wayne. Wayne is my
Wayne Camille.
good friend. Yeah, Wayne DeMille is still my good friend. Matter of fact, Lee Priest tells me, will you please talk to Wayne and get my fucking ring from him? But Wayne and I are good friends. He used to run it with Wayne. And when the split happened, there was a split that happened, okay? And Wayne started his own thing. That's when Lee Priest won his show.
Yeah.
Wayne's show. That's when the Night of Champions became nothing and became New York Pro. You know, because then Steve Weinberger took it over. So it was like there was like a coup. You know what I'm saying? It was a big split. Yep. But you're talking about Art Bedway.
Art Bedway, yes. John Mancini said clubs don't exist anymore. No, they don't.
No, they don't. You know what they did? The great reboot. The great reboot with COVID and all this shit. They used it. Dude, show me a wall. I don't know about you guys that live in Cornstalk, USA, but over here in New York, and I'm sure Jersey too, there's no more 24-hour Walmarts. They used to all be open 24 hours over here. Yep. You're lucky if you get a 24-hour gas station.
Yep. Griff said, Joe, did you get picked for Happy Gilmore? No, I'm known about 2 weeks. But it looks good. There was a lot of people there, 12,000 people. But they need about like 1,000 people anyway for these shoots anyway. So they need a lot. But it was good. It was a really good time. A lot of people showed up.
I don't know all about that, Joe. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. Anthony D said PDI division from Wayne.
Yes, the PDI division. That was Lee Priest won that show, if you guys remember. Okay, I was at that show with Lee. And Wayne still owes him a ring.
Yeah.
And Lee's always telling me, will you please tell Wayne, will you please call him and tell him that I want my fucking ring?
Mm-hmm. Now, Greg, you like going to goth clubs too, didn't you?
Yes, I love goth. Is goth.
That where you met your girl? Where you met?
Well, we actually, I met her at a club. I always say she used to work at Wendy's and stuff, But okay. I met her at a club, and it was actually Crimson. But the thing is, I used to take her to golf club.
Golf club.
I never took her to a golf club. I used to take her to a golf club, and she would dress like like one of them dead girls with the fucking. I love all the braids and the fucking black lipstick, and the big fucking heels and shit. I have a thing for goth, and if Joe will tell you, if you come to my house, I have skulls and fucking gothic shit all over the house here. I got giants, like these like demon statues, and like the fucking what would you even call those guys? They look like I look like in a wax museum. They're 6 feet tall, and they're and shit like that. I have them in the house here. People, when you first walk in the door, there's one. Right, Joe?
Oh yeah. I wouldn't. I would be scared to sleep there at night.
Yeah. Everybody says that because my bedroom's loaded with demons and skulls and shit like that. Because I like goth. I love goth. And I'm not. No, it's not satanic because I'm a bit. Look, I wear freaking rosary beads and everything. I'm actually a big. I'm very into Jesus and all that stuff. But I'm not a freak where I push it on people.
Yeah, Winmore Attack said clubs ended after the Jersey Shore season on MTV.
No, it all ended really with COVID. When COVID hit, that's when it really went. Everything went. It's 24-hour stores. I like going to the store when nobody's in the store. So me and my girlfriend would go at 2:00 in the morning to Walmart, and it's like beautiful. Otherwise you go during the day, and there's a ghetto-ass Walmart here with his savages and shit. I've been to that Walmart. I had an argument in Walmart during that. Some savage was like trying to buy it. Remember they limited the sprays with it, Lysol, right? They limited. You only get 2 Lysols because everybody was like, Lysol, I gotta kill the germs. And I was in there, and I had 2 Lysols, and this woman had a whole fucking cart of them. And the guy comes over, and it's a black guy, and he's talking to a black woman, right? And the manager's black, and he's like, listen, it's 2. You can't take like 6 or 7 of them. And she said, well, I work in a doctor's office, and we use these. And he goes, well, if you work in a doctor's office, he could probably get these himself. He can order them and get them. And she's like, no, I'm getting them for him. And he goes, tell the doctor to order. And she starts arguing with him, right? And then she points to me. I'm across, like there's like a U, like this. She's on this side, and I'm on this side, right? Doing checking self-checkout. And she goes, well, what about him? He's got 2. You're supposed to have 2. Okay, I'll let you take 2, but you can't take. She had like 6 or 8 or 10 or whatever. Like, and she goes, oh, that's bullshit. If I was white, you'd let me take them. And he goes to her, I'm black too, honey. He goes, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what color you are. That's the rules of the store. And she's going, you're a racist. You're Uncle Tom. And I said, I got mad. And I said, I'm fucking sick of this shit. I said, stop crying. Fucking follow the rules. What makes you any special, And then she started telling me, shut your mouth. And she fucking screaming. Like, it was like piercing. It was so loud. And I'm going, fuck you. Fuck you. I told you're a fucking savage, You don't even work in no doctor's office, you motherfucker.
No.
Anyway.
Anthony D said, Lee dressed up as Superman and posed out of the booth the first PDI contest.
He might have, Anthony. I was there. I don't remember. I was there. I don't remember because I'm Wayne's friend. I'm Lee's friend. So I don't remember. I just remember Lee was in sick shape.
Yep. Windward Attack said, I remember the COVID toilet paper rush frenzy that went on. Hell, toilet paper was like new gold for a while. Yeah. And Greg, you have a lot of toilet paper.
To me. I'm a shitter, so I can get, I shit a lot. But it's funny you say that because I just bought toilet paper last night and I paid I get the rolls of 1,000. I don't get those for 300 on there, double ply. I don't like that shit. I get the rolls of 1,000, and I usually get Scott or the Momo brand from the store, which is the same price, which is stupid. But anyway,
but is it rough on the buttocks?
Nah. But my buttocks is rough on them. But
sure it is.
When I get to freaking toilet paper, I paid like $26 for like 30 rolls, and I'm like, I feel violated, bro. For toilet paper, you're paying $26, but now we're gonna have Kamala Harris is gonna tell you tonight on TV. We're doing great, if times are great, we're looking to the future, new blood. There were new blood, you're already in there. You could drop prices right now. When I get in, I'm gonna take care of the working man, the poor people. Well, you're in now. I don't know if you look at it. When you keep saying we need new blood, that means you are the old blood. Get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Yep. I don't know why nobody understands that. Oh, I'm looking forward to her. What are you looking forward to? She's there now. Why does she do something now? Drop the prices, bro. I watched a video on like, it was a video on Meter, whatever the fuck it was, but they showed, in the camera, they're going through it was a documentary, right? And this was made in 2019, and they're walking through a Walmart, and they're walking by the dairy thing, and just, not trying to show anything. And in the back, it says eggs, 77 cents. And I'm like, fuck, I used to buy the eggs there, 77 cents, 80 cents, for jumbo and stuff. And now I'm fucking buying them. Like, I don't know about you guys at Cornstalk USA, because you got chickens over there that lay the eggs, maybe locally. But over here, I'm paying $5 for a fucking dozen eggs. And it went down. At one point, it was $6. And I'm like, so you're telling me that what you're going to lower the prices if you become president? You're going to make sure that everybody fair pricing. Bullshit. Why can't you do that now? You're in now. Joe Biden doesn't even know. If you said to Joe, shut up, let me handle this. Hold my beer. You know what they're doing? They're bringing a donkey in a room, right? And they're looking at you people, and they're telling you people, you see this? This is a unicorn. And you're going, wait a minute. That's not a unicorn. That's a fucking donkey. No. That's a unicorn. No, that's a fucking donkey. That's not a unicorn. You know what then they say to you? Stop believing your lying eyes. Your eyes are lying to you. That is a unicorn. So when they're telling you gas prices are going down, from where? Going down from a week or two ago, maybe when they're hot, maybe you were paying 15 cents more a week ago, then they dropped down 15 cents, and again another 20 cents, then they dropped down. Then now what they were when Trump was president. When Trump was president, I was over here at one point paying $1.82. So what are you fucking talking about? You fucking telling me, oh, the border's secure. What? The border's secure. Where are all those lines of people? I live in the worst fucking place you can live, New York. Okay. And in New York City, right down the street here from me, I'm from New York City, I'm from the Bronx, but there's fucking savages. You go on the street, dude, there's savages everywhere. It's savagery. Even at night, you don't want to go down there. If you're white or if you're a cop, you don't even want to go down. Cops don't even want to go down there. It's bad, bro. It's bad. Oh, no. Crime is down. You know why crime's down? Because you ain't fucking, because you're not making any arrests. I got in jail for steroids, bro. For steroids, with no bail. Bail denied. Then they had what's called a source hearing. And then they said, okay, we'll give him bail. After my sister went down there and fucking fought for this shit, $200,000 for steroids. There's people here murdering and raping a child, and they're getting no bail. You understand? I was in jail with a guy. His bail was $10,000. he carjacked the car and killed one of the two people in the car that he carjacked. And his bail was 10 grand. But don't sell steroids, bro. That's woof. Oh,
Wow.
it was a real menace to society.
Wow.
I was arrested by Judge Janine, by the way, guys. I think I've told you this, whatever. Judge Janine Pirro from Fox News. She's the one who arrested me. Her task force.
Windward said eggs in South Bend is $4. John Mancini said they're $8. I guess in Connecticut.
John, wait, where does John Mancini live? John, where do you live?
He said Connecticut. It's like $8.
Listen. My daughter lives in Connecticut. My daughter, wherever you guys go. All right, win more, $4. That's ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous. That's more than 400%. Dude, they were 77 cents. Eggs were cheap. They've been cheap my whole fucking life. Mm-hmm. When I was a kid, gas, I'm a lot older than most of you guys, but gas was 65 cents. 65 cents. I remember my father over here paying 35 cents. When I was young in the 60s, 35 cents. I used to go to the diner, 2 eggs any style, which meant you get them anyway, with home fries, toast was $1.25. Then this is when I first graduated high school in 1979. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now forget about it. You can't even, if I ask for extra ketchup packet, at McDonald's or Wendy's, they're like, oh, that's an extra 50 cents. Wait, I got to pay for ketchup packet now? You know what I mean? And this is all because of these fucking momos. It started with Obama. We got some relief with Trump, but now forget about it. And they're lying to you guys. They're lying. They are lying. They're lying.
Tech and AI said hello. Tech and AI, good evening.
AI, what's going on, my brother?
Dennis, my younger brother Dennis says tune in Sunday. We're going to have an NFL football show coming every Sunday.
Dennis, I'll make sure I miss that one. I'm sorry.
Yep. We're going to take that. So and John Mancini said taxes in Connecticut are through the roof. I'm sure they are. Morella's brother said, he does construction. He'll go to Home Depot to pick up like Mexicans or something to do work. They want so much money now. They demand what they want. They tell you what they want for lunch. He says it's not even worth it. He doesn't even go there. It's not even worth it.
I live with those fucking Mexicans. I got one right here in the next bedroom.
How much does she cost you?
I got to pay her to clean the fucking house. No, I'm just kidding. But they want like $200 or more. You know what I'm saying? And that's cash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sure your Mexican costs you a lot.
She costs me. She does.
And even the mother-in-law costs you a lot.
She cuts the grass for free, though. I don't have to. She doesn't charge me that. She does the weed whacker free.
Yeah. Gregg, we're gonna wrap up. It's been an hour, a really quick hour. I want to say thank you to John Mancini, my brother Dennis. Windward Attack always. John Mancini's our boy. Jeremy, my brother Dennis. Who else? Tech NAI, Natalia, Griff, M-Trat, all you guys. Thank you again for coming on. We love you guys. Dizzy Willow, next week we'll be on Sunday. We're going to have our football show. That's coming up. We got a lot of things going on. Zapata Brand Media is going to be. You're going to see a lot of things going on. We got some new shows. So tune in. We got a lot of things happening. Gregg, Generation Iron, coming on. He's got some great things filming. Gregg, love you, brother. I'll talk to you in a little bit, all right?
All right, guys. By the way, Anthony D, I just want to say I shop at ShopRite, and that's exactly what they are. $489. I buy jumbos. $489. I just put them last night. So thank you, guys. I love all you guys, man. Just remember, drop the reps, increase the dosage. No, don't do that. All right.
All right. Talk to you.